Welcome to another edition of Talkin' Business. I'm Joey Trombley. On the camera is Calvin Castine, and today our travels have taken us to M&S Autobody here in Sciota. We're going to be going inside to meet Michael and Patty and Sean Nutt, talk to them about their business. And again, the whole purpose of these segments called Talkin' Business is to let the folks of the North Country know these businesses are available, they're out here, and to support local businesses. That's what this is all about. And we've been doing this now for about 3 months, and we're getting a good response, I think, Calvin, from these shows. I'm hearing a lot, and I know you're hearing a lot about it. And if you enjoy these type of shows, or if you're a business out there and you want to be highlighted on this type of show, give Calvin a call. It's 298-HOME, H-O-M-E, and Calvin will set up a time for us to go to your place of business and to expose you to the North Country. And I want to take this time before we go inside to let you know this is viewer-supported television, business supported, and if you can send a donation to Hometown Cable, it is the address, Calvin, I should know this by now, 1477 Ridge Road, Champlain, New York, 12919. Or you can go on to Plattsburgh.com or HometownCableNetwork.com, and you can make a donation through their PayPal account. But we want to preserve the North Country treasures here of the North Country, and Calvin's been doing this for 27 plus years. And if you go on to Plattsburgh.com or HometownCableNetwork.com, there is a boatload of shows from years past that the hometown memories definitely come back to you when you go watch them. So it is viewer supported. I know Calvin would appreciate any kind of donation that you can make. That's how he makes his livelihood. And I do this for free because I do believe in the mission of what Calvin is doing here. And we're going to take our cameras inside to meet Mike, Patty, and Sean Nutt. And we've made it inside to M&S Auto here. I got Mike Nutt and Sean Nutt. And Mike, you started this business, I think, off the air. You said, what, 1974?
1974, yes.
Okay.
Matter of fact, in 1973 to 74, I worked at Harris Graphics with that guy holding the camera right there.
I mean, you know Calvin from that way?
I know Calvin from that way, yeah. Matter of fact, he took a steel blister, sliver out of my finger. He was like the plant nurse, doctor. And he got me in the office, and I had a steel sliver drove down in here, and he took it out.
So you've been indebted to him all these years?
Yes, I have.
And Sean, you're in the business now?
Yep, I became partner in the business, I think, 2004. I've been working in here since I was probably 14, but...
Okay. So you grew up with this?
Yeah, I grew up working in here.
So 1974, you came in 2004, and it's M&S. So did you have this vision that Sean, you're going to have a son, and Sean was going to be in the business with you?
Not a clue. When Sean was younger, I didn't think he'd ever want to do this, but he kind of grew into it. His forte was riding dirt bikes, snowmobiles, and racing, but he did come into the business. But actually, a fellow that's my age, Steve Dragoon, we started in 1974, and we were partners for 5 years. And we were across from the Catholic Church over here in Sciota. Mm-hmm. We had a business there. And I bought the business. Steve went on his way when working construction and such, and we're still great friends. Steve's a great guy, talented young man. Mm-hmm. But the business, we split the business after 5 years of being in business together, and he's still a great body man. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. Yeah.
So 38 years in the business, and so what would you attribute your longevity to?
I would say the longevity. My wife actually is in the business with us, and
of course that's Patty.
And just giving everybody a fair shake and being honest, and actually it's old school. We're running the business like we did in 1974. We really haven't changed a lot. We've got the frame machine, the paint stall. We've got 2 hoists, and we've got this off-road business here. But I think that if you give people a fair shake and treat them right, they're going to come back.
Okay. Now you mentioned we're in this room here, and this is the off-road business that you have.
This is the off-road supply.
So this is an offshoot of obviously the body shop.
Yes, it is.
Okay. And how's this going for you?
Oh, it's not bad. It's like a calling card. I ride dirt bikes. Sean rides dirt bikes. My grandson is into it, Corey. So it's 3 generations of still into motocross.
And you're still riding now, you two?
Yes, we are. Okay. Yes, we are. And we're having a lot of fun with it. And actually, we started this because he was doing so much racing for an outlet to get our parts.
Okay.
And now we kind of turned it into a business, and we're having a lot of fun with it. And actually, he's a suspension specialist, went to Montreal, Canada, and got trained.
nice.
So you can take a snowmobile or a motorcycle or an ATV and revalve it, pull all the forks, reshim it for your weight, your riding style, your abilities. So actually, it's two businesses in here at once.
I mean, this is kind of stuff that the people want to hear about because, you know, one of the reasons we're having this business called Talkin' Business is to let people know about your business in the North Country, and we're really trying to promote, support the local business because the money stays locally.
Exactly.
But I don't think people would have known that you had this skill here in Sciota, New York. So I think that's great.
We're growing. I believe it was 2002 I went to Montreal, Canada, got trained by one of the best guys in Canada. They had a huge franchise that has now fallen apart, and I'm on my own, so I do it under M&S Off-Road here. We have a website, liquidreaction.com.
Okay, let's get that, Calvin. Zero in on that.
It's not the website's not finished yet, but it's going to be up and running soon. It'll be the website for M&S Autobody and M&S Off-Road, and we do custom suspensions. We do regular service for forks and shocks on road bikes, dirt bikes, snowmobiles too.
Well, that's interesting. Now, do you each have a specialty here, or being a small business, you each all do the same thing?
Actually, the way we make a living actually is out of the body shop because we've been doing it for so many years, and we do all kinds of cars, old, new. I have a guy out of up by Lime Mountain, Bob Weeks. Now he does custom paint. This guy was Orange County Chopper's top painter for years, and this guy is amazing, can do anything. So we do Harley Davidson's custom paint, and he comes down and he can draw a picture of you on a gas tank in 2 minutes. He's amazing. He goes to all these bike shows.
Right.
So we do some custom work, but insurance work, we do a lot of insurance work with the frame machine and with the two hoists and with the paint stall, and it's going pretty well. So our specialty is out there in the body shop, and this is kind of a sideline.
Okay, and so but you both do the same type of work out there?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Okay.
We all handle all the duties here. No one does just one thing. You know, it's kind of...
So there's no separate job description?
No, it's just me, my mother, and father, and we handle it all the best way we can.
Now, I know you said you do business still the old-fashioned way, but as the years have gone by, has technology changed in this type of business?
Yeah, the paint, the chemicals, the materials. We are DEC approved. Patty, Sean, and I, we went to schooling, and you have to keep up on the new paints because you have to be in with the realm of what is going into the air. We got special filters in the paint stall. We're using only DuPont products from beginning to end, from the sealers to the primers to the surfacers to the clear coats to the paint. We're using just that, and all our materials is up to snuff. So yeah, you got to keep educated, you got to keep going on this stuff, and the frames change a lot, so we have to go to frame schools and know how to measure. We've got a measuring machine, and once you get all this stuff going and you keep up to date, you shouldn't have any problems at all.
So you bring up a good point. I mean, you guys have been out of high school for a long time. You don't quit learning when you get out of high school.
No, you don't.
So, you know, so now, and you say you go off to these courses. Do you do any online courses at all?
I haven't, no.
Okay, so it's going hands-on to
It's
these.
hands-on, yeah.
Now, do you have, like, does your industry have, like, yearly conferences or trade shows that you go to?
They do. DuPont does. They have one a year that we attend,
Okay.
and they do a good job.
And that one you definitely attend every year?
We definitely go every
Okay,
year.
to stay on top of the industry?
Yes.
And do they move that around the country where they have these shows?
Actually, Plattsburgh Motor Service actually sponsors it, and I've been buying my paint from Plattsburgh Motor Service for 38 years. They do a great job for us. The bills are always correct. The color matches are very, very good, and they're strictly DuPont, so they do a good job.
Okay. That's a nice relationship, 38 years with
Yes.
one supplier.
Yes.
So would you guys be okay to show us your shop and
Sure
what you
would.
do over there?
Sure it would.
Okay. We made it over to the body shop end of it here, and off camera we were talking about, or at least Calvin brought it up, with the fumes and the dust and stuff. You had mentioned that it's really not a big issue because you guys use some pretty good products.
Yeah, you have to wear really good respirators, and we don't paint without them, we don't prime without them, and it's an important factor because I really don't have any problems breathing. I'm very active, and I don't have any problems at all physically.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if you get used to wearing this high quality mask I think you're going to be all right in this business. I don't have any problems at all.
Okay. Now, you said you did a lot of insurance work.
Yes.
And I think that there's some good things that you said to us, too, about insurance companies and getting quotes that the consumer, if they want to use you and not go into a box type of atmosphere, box store atmosphere, they can do that, right?
Yes. New York State actually has a law. I can't state the number of the law, but there is a law in New York State where you have the option to go to any body shop you want. If you call your insurance company and tell you to go here or go there to get your estimate, you really don't have to. You can come here and do everything with us. We handle all the claims ourselves for the insurance company. We handle the insurance checks. A matter of fact, if you get a check written out to a body shop, we can reverse it. Just call the insurance company, reverse it in 10 minutes. So basically, they can come to a small shop. They can go to a big shop. They can go anywhere they want.
And the reason I wanted to bring that out on camera is it fits into the whole purpose of this show, supporting small businesses. And the box stores, they really do a good job with their marketing because they have tons and tons of money to do that.
Yes.
But the average consumer doesn't know what you just shared with us here.
Yes.
So that's great to get that out. Again, supporting small businesses. M&S Auto's been here since 1974. We want to also stress that they're on Route 22 between Moores and West Chazy in Sciota. Not far from the four corners of Sciota. So we want to get that out there. So if you've never heard of M&S Auto, come down and see these guys. They'll be more than happy to help you with your auto body needs. Now, you got a couple cars here now.
Yes.
And kind of give us an idea of what's going on over here.
Okay, well this is a 2011 Toyota Camry. And as you see, we've got it in the air. We had to pull the frame out. We've got that done now. And then if you step over here, you can see this. It's not an elaborate frame machine, but this frame machine will do the same thing as any, say, $50,000 machine will. There's 27 pots on the floor. This unit here will pull 15 tons of power. And what we did is we brought everything back, stripped the front end, brought everything back, measured it out to specs. Now we have books and we have tram bars to measure back to factory specs. And then actually, this is the part that we cut off the bottom. It was pretty mangled. The guy went in a ditch. And now, once we get a little bit more pulling done to where it's perfect, we take it off the frame machine, and we put all the parts back together. So this machine works good. I've had this machine here since 1978. It does a good job. And then it's also a frame machine and a hoist. And for the real hard hits that we get in, it's an old system, but it works good. We have this unirack here, which is a rack that goes onto the pinch wells of any modern car that is not framed, which most cars are now unitized body. This jig has 4 clamping points that go on to the rocker panels, and that's your stiffest point in the car, and that will not give. So when you get that secured, you pull your front end or your back end or your sides, measure it out, and then start laying your sheet metal on. It works very good. It's an old system, but it works as good as a new one.
But if it's not broke, don't fix it.
That's right. That's right.
And it has served you well all these years.
It has.
So now, a job like this, how long does a job like this take to complete?
Actually, Progressive, which is the insurance company for this job, they said that we are going to allow you, we want our customer in a rental car for no more than 14 days. So this car is going to be out of here in about 10 days. It'll be finished, yes.
So 4 days earlier than Progressive was thinking.
Exactly.
Okay. Now over on this side here, you have another vehicle.
Yeah, that's Sean's job right there. He's
okay. We'll let Sean talk about this one.
Talk about that one.
Well, this one was a deer hit, I believe, on the right side. It came in here Monday, and we should have it completed today. So hopefully the customer will be happy to get it back in the same week.
Well, yeah, that's pretty good service.
Yeah, we try to be very fast. Between me and my father, my mom, we do stuff fairly quick from what I've been told from our customers compared to some other shops.
Mm-hmm. Now, I assume that sometimes there might be a backlog. There's more vehicles here other times than...
Once in a while, we will work nights and weekends if we do get backlogged up.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we take a little bit longer than we should because, like when we paint, as you can see, this is really dull. This is actually brand new paint. So what we do, we scuff and buff every single job, and we blend a lot, so that the paint job comes out like the factory did.
Very nice. And that skill, now, how did you learn your skill at this? Did you go to school for this, or it just came to you?
Actually, many years. When I was 15 years old, I was working 40 hours a week in a body shop. It was Pappin's Autobody in Rouse's Point. And I was also helping Dave Borgard in Rouse's Point, which both guys are excellent body men. I learned a lot from both of them. So I would actually get off the school bus and go to work and work till 10, 11 o'clock at night, and then still go to high school.
Boy, Calvin, reminds you of the kids today, doesn't it?
And I did take 2 years of trade school. Carl Schweiker was my teacher at trade school, and 2 years of Autobody, which helped me enormously. But I think it was a combination of working in other shops, and then when I got out of, actually in trade school, I met Steve Dragoon, was doing body work. And we went into business together, and that's how we got going. So it was a lot of experience.
And trade school would have been, at that time, BOCES at the time?
Yes, it was.
Okay, now it's CB Tech.
Actually, the funny thing about this is that the Auto Barn Body Shop, Gary, and Leon, that owns Bromley's, and I all graduated from the same trade school on the same day. We were all in the same school, yes.
So what a success story for the trades.
Yes, we all went into business and all survived.
And, well, kind of getting off subject, I don't think the trades are promoted enough in this day and age.
No, there's definitely not a lot of kids that want to come into this trade. When I was younger and I'd worked in here, I'm like, why does my dad want to do this? I can't believe he wants to work like this every day. But as I got older, and now that I'm done with my racing career, it's a nice career to have. You're with your family every night. Mm-hmm. You can go home. If you want to take a vacation, then you go. If I want to cut out early and go see my kid or pick her up from daycare, now that I have a child, I can, and that's one of the upsides to being in your own business.
Absolutely. Of course, downside, and it really is not a downside for you, because your house is just behind the body shop here, so you're here 24/7, so you really can't get away. But like you said before, that's okay, because you love what you do, and when you go to work every morning, you still love it, right? After 38 years.
Well, I think I'm very grateful for the business, and I'm happy because I get up in the morning, and basically I love coming out here. I still like swinging a paint gun. I love doing frames. I love welding. And to be honest with you, every Thursday we close early and we ride dirt bikes. That's another thing. We love motocross, so we get into both. But the business, I still love it. And actually, the backbone of the business is sitting in the office. My wife does everything.
Yeah, Patty's been kind of staying away from the camera here. She camera shy?
She is a little bit, but she can actually swap over a whole front end in this car. She can gut the interior. She can do the wiring. And she's very, very talented, and she does all the paperwork. And Sean and Patty actually do all the estimating. You very seldom see me out there. I've done it for so many years that I'm in here working.
You like the hands-on stuff.
I like the hands-on stuff.
Well, it gets hard to, when people are coming in and you have cars that you need to get done, it makes it a lot easier on everyone for someone to concentrate more on, say, hey, Dad, can you concentrate on getting this car done, and I'll deal with the customers.
Sure.
And my mom can deal with the paperwork and stuff like that.
And I know how that goes. You're focused on one thing and somebody grabs your attention, takes 10 or 15 minutes, and you come back and you try to get refocused. Next thing you know, you've lost a half hour.
Yes, or more.
Or more, yeah.
We've had times where a customer will come in, we'll be doing an estimate. Another customer will come in before the estimate's done. And then before you get to that person, and someone else comes in, and then we have the off-road, and people want parts, and we have to look up part numbers, and it gets very busy in here sometimes. So you got to use your time wisely when you have it.
Yeah, I agree with that. And it had to be a real treat for you to have your son want to come into the business with you.
Yeah, it was. I didn't think he was going to want to do this. He actually went to trade school, and he worked for David Gay as a mechanic in Champlain. He's a good mechanic. He can tear a motor apart, a four-stroke motorcycle, like nothing. And I gave him the paint gun one day. I said, try to paint the side of that car. And I stood back. I said, you've been fooling me all these years. He actually is the best painter I've had in this shop in 38 years. He's become a good painter. Yep. So he's learned the business. Did I think he was ever going to? No, but I'm glad he did.
Yeah. I think it's just wonderful to have father and son, mother and son working in the same business, and that's what small business is all about.
Mm-hmm.
And you wonder why people succeed. Well, I think you said it earlier, when you're working 40 hours as a 15-year-old, what a work ethic. And I know that's rubbed off on you
Yes, there's some nights I'm in here. I try to do, like when I have suspensions in the other part, I try to do those at night. That way I can do full work day in here. And there's a lot of nights, especially March and April when everyone's getting ready for the season, I'm in here till 10, 11 o'clock at night.
I'm glad you brought that up because you had mentioned something earlier about on Thursday afternoons you take off to go do your off-road biking and stuff. And you've earned that right to do that because I don't think what people don't realize in a small business, you don't have set hours. And yes, you are working at 9, 10 o'clock at night. And so you have to kind of plan your fun time. And so I want to get that out there that it's not all peaches and cream here to own your own business, but you do put your time in. And I know that firsthand.
Yes, and even when we're at the track, you know, it doesn't stop there. When we go,
phones are going off.
Well, Thursday nights when we go and ride, there's a bunch of guys that we ride with. That's why we go Thursday nights. It's just kind of since I was in grade school, we've done this, and we go there and we're helping people tune their suspensions at the track, you know, and people always break stuff and they say, well, you know, can you order me this? And so even when we're there, we're still working, but we enjoy it. We want to have it any other way. We love it.
Oh, I'm sure. Now, is it a set trails that you go to, or is it just going to some
No, we have
local fields and you just go in the fields?
No, there's Doug Powers, who used to own Adirondack Cycle and Marine.
Doug very well?
Yep, he has a track. It's across from Airborne. It's only certain members that are allowed there because of the zoning issues that we have. So we are allowed to use the track, I think, 2 nights during the week. So we try to keep our numbers small, but that's where we go and ride.
So is it fun riding, or your competitive racing going on?
It's not supposed to be competitive. Somehow, when you hang out with Herman Gerke, Doug Powers, and Timmy Patnode, it becomes competitive, even for the older guys. And my grandson, my daughter lives up the road 2 miles, and Sean lives down the road 1 mile. Now, he's got a little daughter now, 8 months old, and Jamie's got a boy, Corey, 6. 2 daughters who play basketball. They're very good, Sarah and Olivia, and they're 11 and 12 years old. Now, the little shyster, Corey, goes motocrossing with me all the time. We just got him another dirt bike, and he has a blast. So it's everybody from 4 years old, up to 60, and they're still riding.
And the girls, my nieces, they really like going to. They like getting all their gear on and being like me and my father, and they have a blast.
Now, change gears a little bit. That room over there, is that the paint shop over there?
That is the paint stall.
Okay, is there something that can go take a look at that?
Yes, you can.
And we've made it over to the paint shop here, and of course, you talk about DuPont paints. I'm assuming that's what you have. I see behind us here.
Yes.
And so what are you painting here on in this car?
Sean's doing this one. You
Okay.
can go with it, Sean.
Well, this was a deer hit also.
Deer hit.
It hit the front support a little bit. We straightened that out, refinished it. The hood, this is a new hood that we have painted. It's not scuffed and buffed yet, but it'll look a lot better, shinier. You won't see the little nibs in it. But this one should be done today also. We try to get them in and out because we know that people need their vehicles around this area.
Now, I'm assuming when you said deer hits, that's probably quite common here in the North Country.
Yeah, that's a lot of our business. We haven't had quite as many as usual this year, but we haven't had the slippery roads either. So the business has been lacking this year. Not just us. All our suppliers come in and say every body shop is a little down from last year.
So the nice winter that we've had hurts businesses like yourself.
Yes.
Other than the ski slopes and the snowmobile trails where they have the businesses out in the woods and stuff like that, they're all hurting. But it does hurt businesses like this because
yes,
I guess the offshoot of bad weather is the accidents do happen, and it's just the way of life. And you guys are feeling the effect of that this year.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's funny you should mention the snowmobile trails because we help the snowmobile club. We're trail coordinators for the Sciota area. So we've had to go put out signs and check the trails out, but you can't ride them because there's no snow. So that's, in Guma's restaurant, we go there for lunch a lot. Very good business, good food. Their business is down because no snowmobiles are coming in either. So it doesn't just hurt us. the bad weather hurts everybody.
Well, the North Country is known for their 4 seasons, and quite frankly, we need the 4 seasons
Yes.
for these businesses. You know, and I was talking to some guys the other day. I go, I expect snow January and February. You know, I expect the cold weather, and you look forward to the middle of March where the weather starts turning around. But we've had such a mild winter this year that it's. I think Mother Nature's going to find a way to catch up with us.
I'm hoping. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I snowmobile a little bit, not as much. I used to a lot when I raced, but we still need the snow. I like to snowboard and do those activities.
Right.
So hopefully we do get some.
Okay, now has technology since 1974 changed in the paint shop at all, or is it still pretty much like the body shop?
No, quite a bit. You're not allowed to use siphon spray guns anymore. The new spray guns now, basically, by law, you've got to use these, and what they are, they're gravity fed. Your paint goes in here, your paint comes out here, and there's no suction. So what it is, all you're getting is a little bit of air. These run on less than 20 pounds of pressure. So actually, when you're painting a whole car in here and you turn the fan on, there's not many fumes. In the old days with the gravity-fed guns where the cup was down here and you suck the paint out, the place would be enormously full of fumes. You'd have to have the fan on full blast, and now you don't. There's very few fumes with these, so they work great.
Now, when did this technology take place?
This has been around for a long time. This technology's been around about 25 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but now it's mandatory. If they walk in now and find any other gun but these, you could be in trouble.
Now, do you have, when you bring that up, I mean, of course, the food industry has a health department. Do you have some organization that comes in to check to make sure you're up to code?
We have people that can come in and check. We haven't had it yet, but they can come in, DEC can come in and check to see that you're using the proper paint supplies. But I think the reason they don't do a lot of checking is like our distributor, Plattsburgh Motor Service, Saratoga Supply, Vinny out here. Right now, we had to take these clinics because if you're not certified, they can't sell you paint. And the only paint they can sell now is a paint that's DEC approved. Everything now from DuPont matches whatever DEC wants. So actually, I don't think they really have to check you because they know you're only using products that are up to snuff.
So you're in compliance?
Yes.
Okay. So you got the spray gun here. Is there anything else in the paint shop that you use?
Basically, the filters. You have to have a special DEC approved filter so that any fumes going out, this filter would trap them. So you're putting hardly any fumes in the atmosphere.
Okay.
And basically, if you've got a straight through flow, even if it's a homemade job like this, it does the job. I mean, it is approved and you can use it. Our air comes in that end, that filter, and then it goes out here. So this is a cross draft filter. There's a lot of fancy booths that you can buy out there. A guy could spend $150,000, $200,000 on a booth if he wanted to.
Right.
But this is sufficient. It works, and our paint jobs come out good.
As when the car goes out and the customer's happy, they don't care what it looks like inside.
Exactly.
It comes into the experts. They're doing the work on the inside,
Yeah.
which is you guys right here.
Yes.
Now, Sean, since this is your project and you've started this from this first coat of paint and you got to scuff it and what you're going to be doing, how long does that take? How much time are you investing into this?
Typically, by the time we get the part, we have to prep it, sand it, seal it. I mean, I'm probably going to have, I don't know, probably 20 hours in this car
Okay.
alone. So it takes a good amount of time. You know, like when you get it done clearing it, you have to wait and let it dry.
Sure.
So you can't touch it. The newer clears are better. In 2 hours we can scuff and buff this panel, so it makes it go a lot faster. You know, if we have
Yeah.
a small dent that we're taking care of on a car, say a fender, we have a small dent, we can get it in and get it out in the same day if we have to.
If you have to.
Yes.
But I want to let people know that it's not just as simple as coming a quick spray and you're ready to go. There's a lot that goes into this.
No, yes, there's you have to prep your parts right. If you can't have any oils, if you have oils, you'll get what's called fisheye, which will be little rings in the paint, and then you're redoing the whole thing again,
Okay.
because there's no way to get the fisheye out of the paint.
I just thought of something else. When you obviously a deer hit or a car accident, whatever, do you have to now go onto some site and say this car, this VIN number had this accident? Do you have to post that anywhere?
That's handled by the insurance companies. When a car is hit, an insurance claim is done, then Carfax will take that report from the insurance company,
Okay.
and that car has a list of everything it's ever had wrong with it.
I was just kind of wondering where that came from. But of course, I'm familiar with Carfax and
Yes.
stuff. I didn't know where that information came from. So it's not from you guys.
From the insurance claims.
From the insurance claims. Okay. All right. Anything else in the paint shop that you want to share with the viewers?
No, just part of our DEC was, you had to come up to date with your cleaning supplies, because the guns used to just clean them with lacquer and atomize. That you can't do that anymore. It's illegal. So we had to buy a new paint gun cleaner, which we use all the time. So we just purchased this. It cleans our guns really good. So we don't have any problems now.
Excellent. All right. Well, we've been talking to Sean and Mike, and of course, Mike said the real brains behind this operation is his wife Patty, and we haven't even talked to Patty yet. So, Mike, I wonder if we can go into the other part of the shop here and see if Patty's around and talk to her for a little bit.
I would think that would be great because she actually, Sean and I work here, but we're just employees.
This is a man with a lot of experience in many, many areas.
She does a good job. She brought the kids.
Well, when we started this segment outside, we said we were going to go inside and meet Mike, Patty, and Sean. And when we got in here, there was Mike and Sean, but there was no Patty to be found. And like Mike said, the brains behind this operation is Patty right here, and she's got a little giggle working here, but she does a lot of the paperwork, and it looks like that's what you're doing right now.
Yeah, there's a lot more paperwork than there used to be, but definitely with the insurance claims and all the supplements and stuff, but we plug away at it every day. And
Well, when we came in here, you had a supplier here, and I guess you deal with the suppliers too.
yes, and the ordering and paying of the invoices and whatever supplies we need for the week.
And Mike says you're pretty handy in the shop itself
Yeah,
too.
I do when I have to. I leave the dirty stuff to Sean now. I've did enough of that for years.
You did it.
So it's his turn now.
All right, well that's nice. Sean, you want to add something to that?
No?
No.
No, they don't like paperwork anyway. You know.
No, actually,
No,
they both
she-
said that.
She says she leaves the dirty work to me, but she's still in there sanding fenders and helping us get parts prepped and doing whatever needs to be done.
So she's being modest right now.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it's all on the day's work, right? Do what you gotta do to help out. Somebody's gotta,
Exactly.
it's gotta get done, so.
That's right, and you look forward to coming in every day
Yeah.
after 38 years.
Yes, yeah, it's amazing, we have our days, but we all, seem to work it out, so,
Yeah.
which is what you have to do in the workplace anyway, so.
And you do have that in the family business.
Yes.
You know, I mean, I went through that with my brothers. We used to have Northern Blacktopping many years ago, and working with my brothers, you had some days that were better than
Yeah.
others, but like you say, if there's
You-
any conflicts, you get through it,
Yeah,
and then
you just learn
and actually,
to
quite
work through
frankly,
things.
the next day you laugh about it.
Yeah.
You go, God, we're really that stupid. You know?
At the holidays, yeah, we always laugh about all the little minor tiffs we might have had and apologies and stuff, so it's
That's
good.
That's what makes small business great.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So you do everything. You do the books. You get in the shop. Mike said you raise the kids.
Oh yeah,
Now,
it
now
was
you got
nice.
now you got grandkids.
Yes, it was nice to be here when the kids were going through school. You could attend their functions, and now we attend the grandkids' functions. So
Right, and that's what Sean was
there's
alluding to.
good points and bad points to running your business, but to us, there's more good because you can be there when you need to be there.
Well,
And-
I think there's something to be said. 38 years in the business on Route 22 here. You guys are doing an awesome job. Obviously, you wouldn't be in business this long. It wouldn't have grown to get Sean into the business. And you guys should be very, very proud of what you've accomplished here.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
The
very much.
and this show is about talking business. It's about small businesses, and they've been very successful for the past 38 years. But there's a lot of people that don't know about M&S Auto, and as you can see from this show, get it out to the people that you know out there, because they will do an awesome job for you. You saw that in our footage over here. Go to Plattsburgh.com. You can go to HometownCableNetwork.com. This show will probably be posted tonight, Calvin, if not tomorrow. would be my guess. And it's a great show. Post it on Facebook. Get it off to your friends. Share it. I mean, I'm learning about all this social media stuff here, so that's how things have changed through the years. But you can really get this stuff out there by social media. So share it onto your Facebook page. Have your friends like it. Come to M&S Auto, and you do get the hometown flavor here with Mike, Sean, and Patty. And this is another edition of Talkin' Business.